Now, Mitch, I recall a story previous to your Comic-Con life where you
Yeah.
were a commercial artist and
Yep.
you had worked for a catalog company.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah.
And
I work for a
you
lot of.
had the idea to put superhero stuff in
That's
the
right.
catalogs. Can you
That's
tell us about that? Because that's not the most usual thing that you hear.
No, what's funny is I got out of college. I got a job as an assistant art director at a very boring catalog company that sold laminators. If you remember laminators, they're basically like a toaster. You put something in plastic, you put it through, and it comes out sealed in plastic. They
Mhm.
also sold overhead projectors before there were such things as PowerPoints. There was like, remember your
Yeah,
teacher would
those were
have this
great.
thing,
Yeah.
Wish I had
overhead
one of those
projector
today.
binding machines that you bind things and reports when people had paper. So
Mhm.
anyway, I went there. I was 23 years old. At 24, the art director went into the president's office and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about starting my own company next year. I just want to give you a year's notice." He said, "Well, I'll give you a minute's notice. You're out of here. You're fired." So he fired the guy, and I just kept doing my job. And I was literally in the room just doing what was on the board and doing all the production work. And I assumed there was another guy coming in to take the job or
Mhm.
whatever. So I finally got the courage. I went down to the president's office and I said, "Hey, hi. I don't know if you know me, but I'm the guy down the hall there, the assistant. Where's the new art director?" And he's like, big cigar in his mouth. "What's your name, kid?" I was like, "Oh, I'm Mitch Hallock. How are you?" He's like, "How much do you get a year?" I said, $18,000. He's like, "I'll give you 25,000 if you could do this job. And in 6 months, if you could do it, I'll give you 30. You got it." He goes, "What are you going to do differently?" And I go, "This is it. The moment you've been waiting for." I go, "I'm going to take that boring catalog and I'm going to make it look like the most exciting comic book you ever saw. So when you open that mailbox, it jumps out in your face and you don't know why, but you're going to buy everything that's here because it's great. It's terrific." He's like, "Do it." And I went down the hallway and I closed the door and I almost pooped my pants because I had no idea how to do it. So I looked up, they had the phone book back then. So I
Mhm.
called information 411.
Mhm.
I called New York, the operator at Marvel Comics, and I said, "Could you please let me speak to somebody there?" They go, "Why?" I go, "I just told a guy I know how to make a comic book." They go, "Okay." I go, "I don't know how to make a comic. There's no internet. It's 1990. There's no such thing as going anywhere other than a library." So they put me on hold, and then this woman answered the phone, and I explained my situation. I said, "I told somebody I could do something. I don't know how to do it. Can you help me?" And she goes, "Hold on." And then the next voice that picks up was John Romita Sr., the man that drew Spider-Man and all the stuff that I grew up with. And that was the guy. When I was a kid, I wanted to grow up to be John Romita or John Byrne
Mhm.
because they were the greatest artists in my mind. And at first I'm taken back because I can't believe he's on the phone. And I'm like, "Oh my God." So I'm fanboying out. And then I said to myself, "Okay, get that out of your system. You got a job to do." And I said, "Mr. Romito, could you please help me? Here's my situation." And I explained everything I just told you. He goes, "Okay, kid, get a pen and paper. I'm going to tell you what to do." So he walked me through the process. He's like, "Do you know how to draw?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Okay, that's a big thing. Do you know how to do this? Do you know how to do that?" "Yeah." So he told me how comic books were made, like how to draw it, how to ink it, how to color it, how to take it to a printer, how to this. There was no scanners. There was no high tech stuff like there is nowadays. But I did it, and the sales in that catalog company went from like I don't know, like a couple $1 million to like 7 million to 10 million to 12. When I left, it was at like 25 million. And I was doing. They never would touch me. The guy said, "Whatever he wants to do, do." So I would do a Raiders of the Lost Ark themed covers. I would do Ghostbusters. I was just taking all my love for movies and comic books and putting it towards boring, everyday crap that people, Staples catalogs, Office Supply they're all the same. It's
Right.
just what the prices are. And that's what I learned at that job.